least I don't do crystal meth in the bathroom all night long.
That's my opinion!
He will never emotionally fulfill you.
Because I don't want to be a part of it.
Go to sleep! Go to sleep!
Close your legs to married men, trash box.
I'll tell you how I'm doing. Not well, bitch.
Who gonna check me, boo?
Welcome to Morally Corrupt. I'm Rachel Lindsay. She's Callie Curry. Let's just jump right in. We've got In the City. We've got Atlanta, which we haven't talked about. Not much to say there. And we have The Valley. In the City. In the City. Can I tell you what I'm disappointed by? I wanted more from Danielle on Amanda. Not that I wanted more just like jumping on Amanda because we've all done enough of that. I guess I just really wanted more of her perspective because she was the one who clocked it, which that was a question that came up and she answered. But I guess I just wanted to hear more from her, or at least more from the people on the cast with her that we haven't heard from because of Summer House. You know what I mean? And I guess I get why they cut that short because it's just been overwhelming, all of it. But I wanted more from the other castmates and their thoughts about Amanda, having experienced her in a different time period than the Summer House castmates did in the fall. And then obviously her moving out and them separating. I don't know, with all the West news coming out, I guess I just wanted a little more of that and a little less pink, white dress. And what other storyline was I not into? Yeah, maybe that was the main one.
I think the pink dress was the dumbest thing ever. I would say the second part of the reunion in general, I think we got way more from Danielle, like enough to where I'm like, she should be more in the season. Like I'd like to see more of like her life and not just like her interaction with Lindsay. And we got more from Owen. And I like Owen. I like that when they asked him, he was like, yeah, no, I think it's odd to talk about something super personal with people I don't know.
Yeah.
And he's right. It's weird, but obviously everyone there is trying to produce a show, so they're going to do what they're going to do. But I loved that he was straight up like, yeah, no, I'm not going to tell you. And I like how he was like, also, cameras were down, never got a question about it.
I loved that he said that.
Yeah.
He's like, none of y'all were invested. None of y'all cared when the cameras were off. And I appreciate that. Like, he's clearly not that close with the guys. And that's okay. That's okay.
And that doesn't mean that he can't ever be. But I liked that he said that. I like that he was like honest about everything. Overall, I hope I'm not proven wrong. But I actually don't see any like crazy red flags with Owen. And I would like to see more of their life, which was probably going to be hard because they're going to have a newborn. And obviously she had the newborn very early. And I think he's out of the ICU now.
Oh, is he?
I'm pretty sure she posted a picture.
Oh.
I hope he is. I hope she's well. Hope the baby is well. But I agree with you. When she stood on business about what she said, she was like, you've already asked me this question about Amanda. And I said, yeah, I do feel vindicated. And then Amanda was like, well, I know because we never became good friends. I would have loved for Danielle to be like, yeah, but you did become really good friends with Sierra. And I would say Sierra would say the same thing, that she still doesn't know you to this day. And, or you became really good friends with Lindsay, and like, Lindsay would say she doesn't really know who you are. So it seems like no one around you really knows who you are, and that you switch who you are based on who you're around.
Yeah, I mean, she's a Horcrux.
I would have loved to hear that.
Yeah, I would have loved to hear it too. I think the best part of this reunion was Andy holding Amanda accountable and clocking how she was so it was like effortless in her giving an apology to Danielle, but yet she couldn't do that for Sierra. And I loved that he called it out. And I'll be honest with you, I don't agree with her. I wasn't that mad at her answer. I mean, I do believe her that she shuts down, she gets defensive. The problem was she was rolling her eyes, she was cursing, she was scoffing, and that she didn't address that part. It's like, okay, it's understandable that you were scared coming in, you tried to talk, you were talked over, you shut down. We've seen you do that with Kyle. We understand that that's your conflict resolution. But what you didn't address is how snarky you were and the digs that you were making. And maybe that was a defense mechanism too. We've just never seen that side of you. And I wish maybe there was a little push from Andy on that part, but I loved that he asked the question. I love that he was on top of it for that.
Yeah, and they showed a clip because she said, I tried to say sorry when I first got there. And I think the way that it was responded to, like I was shut down immediately. And that changed, like I became like defensive. But it's literally the first thing that she said at the reunion. Mm-hmm. And all Sierra said was, I'm glad you could use our names now. Yeah. That wasn't crazy. Bad. And when Sierra said that, she didn't hear him. It was like, excuse me? And Sierra was like, I said, it's funny that you can use, or it's good that you can say our names now. And at that point, Amanda already was like, ugh, and rolled her eyes. Yeah. That was the first sentence. So you came in there defensive. You came in there with an attitude before anyone said anything to you. I know she loves to play the victim and loves to be like, well, they were jumping down my throat, da-da-da-da-da. It was the first thing that came out of your mouth and the first thing that came out of Sierra's mouth, and it wasn't even that bad. It wasn't bad at all. She made a side comment and you were already defensive and had an attitude.
Yeah, that's why West even said during the break, he was like, just, he kind of was like,
snapping at people.
Take what I'm doing. I'm just sitting, I'm listening. And I'm just saying, you're right. And she couldn't do that. It's so true. Like, Amanda has to live in her own world of delusion for her to continue to function this way. And I truly think she believed that if she came out the gate with that very stale apology, there was no emotion, no like depth to it. I really think she thought, wow, if I start off like this, they'll say, thank you for saying that. I really think she thought that. And the moment it didn't play out in her head the way she thought, that's why she rolled her eyes. Like, there's just the only logical explanation is delusion.
Well, not just with this instance, but in general, Amanda has struggled to take accountability. Like even in this back and forth with Kyle, when Kyle brings up anything about her, she's like, well, you did this, this, and this. Mm-hmm. And it's well documented that Kyle had issues in their marriage and probably wasn't a great husband. What's not well documented is all of the things that Amanda did to contribute to the downfall of their marriage, because Kyle, for the most part, tried to protect her till the end when it got to be too much. And
still is.
But yeah, and still is protecting her. But I mean, seeing the state of their apartment, we did not see that till this season. It's been like that for years. Like, and Kyle had to hear from everyone, like, Kyle's out all the time. He's drinking all the time. And he absolutely was. I'm not saying he wasn't. But Kyle didn't come back and be like, yeah, you don't get out of bed. You smoke all day. Our house looks crazy. Until we got into this season, we didn't have all of that information. So all of us were just operating like poor little Amanda. Mm-hmm. And then seeing some of the things that she has done to contribute to the marriage. But even at this reunion, she doesn't really, all she says is like, yeah, I was depressed. But it's like, okay, so then you did contribute to the marriage because you were depressed, you did A, B, and C. But she never will say like, yeah, I did these things. It's like, no, it was because of this, it was because of this, it was because Kyle did this, it was because I was depressed. It's a million reasons. So I think she just struggles with accountability in general. And she relishes whenever Kyle is getting called out about anything. She can't help herself but smile, and it's weird.
Yeah, they always, like, you go on social media, they'll screenshot her reactions to Kyle being called out about something. And yeah, it's when they make the comment of, well, I can't remember if Amanda or Kyle says it, but they're like, we protected each other a lot over the years. I'm like, I don't think Kyle was, I'm not saying we know everything about their marriage, but we knew how bad Kyle was. We didn't know anything about you. So it wasn't it was a protection of Amanda, really, because there's so much more. And I'm not saying he's justified in the things that he did. It just makes you understand why. You don't have to agree with it, but I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I get why you didn't want to come home. Oh, I get that you were seeking attention from other people, not how I would have
Elsewhere,
handled
yeah.
it, but I understand why
Right.
you
I
were
was gonna
doing
say,
it.
I wouldn't have handled it that way.
Right. I'm
but
not
at
blowing
least there's, like, a
raspberries on women's
reason.
necks. I'm not dancing close enough to where our lips are touching, but it now doesn't make it seem so much of, oh, you were just being an asshole. I mean, you were, but there's context to it.
Also, I saw some creator, I wish I knew who it was because I would give them credit, but I saw a creator talking about this yesterday. And she was basically like, you know what I don't want to hear about anymore is Kyle cheating on Amanda from Amanda because she's the only one we hear it from.
Mhm.
And she's like, everyone else on Bravo, if there's a cheating scandal, we get proof, timeline, screenshots, receipts, like everyone, I mean, the parasocial relationship that, including us, but people have with these Bravo celebrities, and particularly Kyle and Amanda right now, and for the last 6 months, however long it's been. And we haven't gotten one receipt of him cheating on you.
Yeah.
If he did, he got away with it. So let's move on.
Yeah. It's just, and at this point, we're going in circles. Not even in circles. It's just like we're
It
just
doesn't
beating a
matter.
dead
You guys are
horse.
divorced.
Yeah.
It's
So
done.
I don't care if people are still sending you stuff about Kyle because she said something like that. Like, get divorced, move on, do your thing. I will say that it was very apparent to me in this reunion that Lindsay really didn't want Danielle on the show.
Yeah. Well, she kept saying you just popped up on the show. So I'm like, oh, so Lindsay was unaware that Danielle was cast to be on the show.
But Danielle is she not good friends with Yvonne?
Yvonne, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like Lindsay was her only connection or she was trying to be back, in Lindsay's world. It makes sense. She knows Kyle. I want to say she's friends with somebody else, but she's definitely friends with Yvonne. Like, it made sense for the Danielle, and I really appreciated Danielle being a part of this season. And I do, like you, hope she's a part of next season too. But it is very evident that for whatever Lindsay's reasons, we know they have a history, does not want to have a real friendship with Danielle and doesn't like Danielle being on the show. And I'm here for Danielle.
I would agree with that.
And I was not a fan of Danielle on Summer House, but I feel like Danielle has evolved a lot from being off the show, and I like the evolution. I cannot say
I would agree.
Lindsay has evolved. I saw somebody make a comment, again, I wish I knew which creator this was, but I saw it in the middle of my scrolling, that said, did Lindsay evolve, or was she just not on our screen as much? Like, did we just not get as much of her? And I was like, that actually makes sense. Because, she was like, obviously being a mother changes you. And I do believe it has softened her in ways, being a mother. You could speak to that obviously better than I can. But I'm like, did she evolve? I don't know.
I mean, I don't think that Lindsay's the same that she was when she started Summer House. I don't think any of those people are the same, to be honest. Even Kyle, I don't think he's the same as when he first started. But I think even if Lindsay did evolve, we wouldn't know because Lindsay is a professional.
She's
Lindsay
a professional
is producing
reality TV star. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think even when Andy asked, like, how are you and Yvonne now? And it's like, oh, we talk every day. We're da-da-da. Yvonne is one of Lindsay's real friends. And I'm sure there have been conversations off camera where Lindsay's like, this is what like has to happen for this show to do well and to get picked up again and da-da-da-da. Just like before we hopped on, we were talking about like, what do we think the future of In the City is? Do we think Amanda and West are going to be on next season, or is Amanda going to be on next season? And we were just talking about it. And Lindsay and Kyle know what would be good reality TV. They know what's going to get ratings. And do I think that Amanda and West would probably bring ratings? Probably. I'd be fine if I never saw Amanda again. But I understand that if I'm thinking of a reality show, like if I need drama, it's definitely not going to not cause drama to have them on the show.
Yeah. What is your ideal, knowing that, like we don't know if Amanda's going to be back on In the City or not.
Right.
But we know that if they started filming today, she is still with West. What is your ideal situation moving into season 2? Because they haven't even announced season 2, but I would be
we don't
shocked.
know if there's going to be a season 2. But
I'd be shocked if
it
it wasn't happening. What's your ideal scenario after now that we're completely done? Because I feel like we've talked about it before, but now we're done with the whole season. What would you like to see with the cast? Would you want more people to be added? Would you take away from this? What would you want?
Definitely need to take away.
Could you watch if Amanda was on there?
I mean, I'm going to have to, but my ideal situation would be my ideal players that I think you have to have on the show. Kenny, Kyle, Lindsay, Yvonne, Danielle.
Agreed.
Because you have that 5, that means other ones are going to be on.
They're significant others.
You need to throw Gavin on there too. So their significant others, whoever has them, plus Gavin, I think that's an excellent show. And I'm fine with if Danielle has another friend that knows, because her and Yvonne are actually friends. If they have another mutual friends that Danielle's friends with, like I would love for Danielle to have another friend on the show. I'd be okay, I guess, if Whitney had a friend.
I'd love for Whitney to have a friend on the show. And I mean, wouldn't be mad at Carl coming on the show.
I would not be mad at Carl at all. But based off of what you've said about Whitney and knowing her off the show, I would love to know her more than what we saw this season. But if I didn't know you and I didn't have more context of who Whitney was, I would not care for her to have a friend because I'm just like, she doesn't need one.
That's
She's
fair.
barely on the show. She barely talks. But you make me believe that there's, and you know what else? Her little press run that she did. We got to see way more of Whitney's personality in that few days of her hopping on different podcasts and doing different interviews than we did the entire season of the show. So if we can get that Whitney, then let's bring a friend out that will bring some of that personality out of her. So Danielle or Whitney can have a friend, and that's it. I don't need Amanda. I don't need West, and I'd still watch the show.
Yeah.
And if Amanda and West are on the show, I feel like I'm going to have to watch it probably for work, but I would want to not watch it. I don't want the behavior to be rewarded.
We're going to watch it because we have to. In the City is a show we cover. But what we will have to do, and I like your whole setup, what we will have to do is make a pact to not talk about the past. Like I want, if Amanda's on the show and that brings West on the show, I want to talk about the present and what I'm seeing. Like I don't have to like it, but I can't keep relitigating the past when it comes to them. Like this is where we are. This is where the chips fall. Like my opinions about them individually and together still stand, but I would have to talk about what I am seeing in present day. So we'll see. To be determined.
I do think it'll get a second season though.
I think so. I can't imagine it wouldn't. But
yeah.
And I believe in the shows should get second seasons. I don't like one season Housewives. I don't like one season shows. Like you
got to give them a little bit more of a chance.
Completely agree. Okay. Atlanta. We haven't talked about Atlanta in a second. This episode ended weird. And I don't know. I just felt confused. I like Atlanta and I like the players, but for some reason, the stories are not landing for me. The storylines are not landing. What they're doing isn't hitting. Even with the drama that we got from Portia and Shamea, it got really dirty. I didn't have as much fun with them in Scotland like I wanted to. They came back. So, it's like kind of like we have to kind of like reestablish where everybody is after they come back from Scotland. And I just like Shamea's party didn't make sense at the end. Is the rum happening or not? At the beginning of the episode, it was not. At the end, she was like, I'm so happy that we launched the rum. And I was like, did we? Or did we just launch the butts? And that one didn't even finish. We didn't even finish that. Which was, I kept thinking, if I was a guest at this party, how boring would it be for you to be holding up these molded butts and going down the line and asking everybody whose they thought it was? Like, what a buzzkill for a party. That's why I think Gerald was like, all right, I got a surprise. Enough of this shit. We didn't even know whose booty was what. We didn't even see it.
I thought that I wasn't thinking about being a guest the entire time. I kept thinking, Gerald has to think this is stupid. Like, Gerald is an actual businessman who makes a lot of money.
I know.
He has to think this is so dumb.
I know. Well, just like he probably thinks that about her bum rum, which is why she was like, damn, I hate to go back to Gerald. He's going to be like,
that's what I'm thinking about.
He told me so. Oh, I thought you meant the whole...
all of it.
Okay,
all of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure he's like, nah, I do let you play around with a little bit of money, but like, we just throwing this out.
This doesn't make any sense. You went on a trip and you had a good time and now you want to make rum?
Yeah. I do worry sometimes with Shamea because she wants this show to happen so much for her. And I'm like, I hope you don't ruin your marriage trying to make this show happen.
I don't think she will.
I'm all for people working, even if they have a husband that is like completely providing for them.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, like I can't say that that's not the case for me. But do something that makes sense.
Exactly. Something that we also think about when it comes to Shamea. It's not rum.
No. And to be honest, I don't want to drink alcohol out of an ass.
And that's it. Callie, that sums it up. That's like period. That's it. And I think Gerald is
not
like,
what I want
now
to be
listen,
thinking about.
You're doing Housewives. You want to do it, and I support it. Can that be enough? Like, to your point, this isn't probably embarrassing for him.
I mean, she also does the Hawk stuff, right?
The what?
She does like the in-game at Hawks games.
What do you mean she's like in-game? She's on the microphone like, everybody stand up.
Yes.
No. No.
Yes.
No, she doesn't.
Yes.
I can't wait for basketball
season.
I can't wait for basketball season to start.
Unless something happened in the last year-ish, yes, she was doing it.
So you're telling me there are 82 games in a season, and you're telling me for about 40 of them, she's attending.
I don't know if she does it every game, but she was doing it.
Are you sure it wasn't like a one-time special?
No.
Really?
That's why Angela was throwing out Hawks players and you got that job so you could be around Hawks players. Yes, that's what she does.
I don't know if I agree with that, but
obviously, what we've learned from Angela is that she's going to throw out some random shit and then say she didn't say it. But that's where that came from. She does do the Hawks game, or did. She did I don't know what that position's called, like
in-game host, maybe?
DJ, in-game host. Yeah, she was doing it.
Okay, everybody, we got a trivia question. We got a trivia question. Is it follow the dot under the cup? That kind of thing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to knock at the hustle, even though I just did. But I think I'm just more shocked. It feels very random. I'm rooting for her to find something that's more of a passion rather than it being all over the place. If she wants to be a host, then great. Like this is on the start to that. But like we got the rum, we got the host, I feel like there was something else that she was trying to do too in the first season. It's just a lot. Okay. K. Michelle's commentary, the second half of the show, it was so good. When we finally get George with the green beard and we see his beautiful wife, and K. Michelle's like,
his wife is so pretty.
She's like, that is a pretty little Tinkerbell. And what we know is this is about money. Because ain't no way that she's messing with this pudgy man, this pudgy green beard man. And it's not about money. And she said what we were all thinking. I do actually think that he probably was on the microphone and was lit and said, she looks good. I'm gonna have to give her some money. I believe he probably did say that. Now, would 100%. I have taken from that he wanted to sleep with, that Shamea was sleeping with him?
That they did sleep together.
Yeah.
No. But do I think he said inappropriate things about Shamea? And I think he even knows it because he was like, I've been drinking and I did say, he was like, now what I did say, and right when he said that, I was like, all right, he probably said some dumb shit on the microphone that if I was his wife, I'd be pissed that he said it. But that don't lead me to think that Shamea was having relations with him.
No. And also, I don't think that Angela was vindicated by any means, like Drew said. But when Tinkerbell said, because I can't remember her name, when Tinkerbell said, you called me and wanted the tea on Shamea, and Angela's like, no, I asked you, do you know Shamea? And she goes, yeah, I thought that meant you wanted the tea. I don't think those two things equate. But Angela, what we can take away from all this is Angela is looking for mess on Shamea. She does not like Shamea, which I think in present day they're friends. So it's weird. I don't know what happened. I guess they did, because she was on Watch What Happens Live and she's like, I've traveled with Shamea and Gerald and they're the real deal. So I'm like, what? Where was that, a past tense or was that present? I'm confused. She did say that, but she definitely is trying to find, she doesn't like Shamea and she is trying to find dirt on Shamea. That is true. And she is taking a lot of liberties in things that are happening to try to make them fit a certain narrative. And
a lot of liberties.
If I'm K. Michelle, on one end, you like Angela and y'all seem to have a relationship, but K. Michelle is so paranoid and she is very careful with who she trusts. I don't know how you could trust your friendship with Angela moving forward, especially it being so new, when you're seeing how she's navigating this Shamea thing. And it's unnecessary. Angela doesn't even need to be doing all of this. I don't know why she's doing all of this. I really don't.
1,000,000%. I don't know why Angela's doing it. I don't know why she cares so much to be going at Shamea's throat all season long. Angela had some high moments in the beginning of this season, and recently hasn't been my favorite. On the flip side, K. Michelle at the beginning of the season, I was a little worried, and she has settled right in.
She's dialed it back. Yeah. She's found her place.
Really appreciate her narration of events.
Absolutely.
When they were going back and forth, and K. Michelle just like piped up and was like, did he have some of Shamea's Hot Pocket or no? And they were like, no, he has not had any of Shamea's Hot Pocket. She was like, all right, case closed. Like, she's great.
Yeah, she's like, I've had enough. Then when Gerald interrupts and he's like, I have a surprise, and everybody thinks it's for Shamea, or there's a surprise, and it was that horse. Callie, I turned off the TV.
I was like, okay, but if he would have got her a car, I would have turned off the TV too.
Same.
I don't need to see another car. I don't need to.
But
we get it. You're rich.
Not only was it a horse, it was like, who is this person? I thought he was the horse handler. You're telling me this man's been on our screen?
What does it have to do with Rum Bum?
And like, I'm K. Michelle. So you're dressed in Cowboy Carter, and this man surprises, this man we don't know, surprises you with a horse, and it's just there. And I will say, Drew was asking, what are we going to do with the horse? Where did the horse come from? Like, what are we going to do? It just, and how everybody just looked and then just walked away. That was us finding our remote and turning off the TV. What?
What are we supposed to do with that?
That was embarrassing. And I think Drew was a part of the whole setup for sure. And when it didn't land how she thought, I think she was mortified by it. It was goofy. It made no sense. And
no sense.
If
I'm like, did she even ride horses?
Costume, no, she never got. She would have got on it. And if it was a part of your costume, then that should have happened at the beginning. This is a Halloween party, and somehow you gather everybody
that Gerald
outside.
Came up with this idea?
No, that man did. Who wanted to be on TV? Who wanted to have a moment? That made me hate the whole thing. That made me question the whole season.
I
It
still
started
like
out so
Atlanta,
strong.
but
I love Atlanta.
it started off so strong. And I think they have tinkered with the cast and gotten to a good place.
Yes.
But the last few episodes have been...
And the beauty of Atlanta is there is natural humor. There is natural shade. And we know there is a performance element to being on these shows, but it never felt that way. These last few episodes have felt performative. And that's what I don't like. And that's why I think we also gravitate to a K. Michelle. She is just naturally, she is as confused as we are. She is our voice. She's our boots on the ground.
Oh, girl, how do we go through this whole thing? Thinking of funny, Portia's text. Girl, I'm not coming to your damn party. You're sick as fuck. Please move along, enjoy. That was funny to me.
That's the only, and it was appropriate. And thank you for not playing that. See, that's not scripted. She was like, this is the fuck how I feel. And you're about to get all of this.
Are you okay? You think I'm coming to your party? And then K. Michelle meeting with Portia and being like, now why did you send her that text? K. Michelle, now you know you laughed when Shamea read that text message out loud.
Of course she did. And how about Cynthia being like, I mean, Cynthia was even like, she didn't say it, but it's like, that's the appropriate response. That makes sense.
Like if you talked about my mom out of nowhere.
And I get Portia did her thing last year, but the thing is like, she wasn't like, y'all were getting along to get along. And you opened up a can.
But also, even last year, what she said about her mom last year wasn't that bad. She said your mom bought her mom's daycare. Okay.
No, it wasn't. And I think that Shamea thought that she was going to get points for being the bigger person in sending the text. So Portia can't say, well, she didn't invite me. So like, fine. But that didn't make you look like the bigger person because y'all went so low. It was so low what you did that I don't think Portia looks bad. I think it's like, yeah, that's how we would all feel. And if she came and then acted a certain, she didn't need to be there. Loved the text. Thank you for bringing it up. It needed a moment. Just as I will also say it did need a moment when Kelly said, baby, that lie is as short as that hill. I laughed when she said that.
Last thing before we move on to the Valley. When you brought up Kelly.
We're going to talk about it more on Tuesday. But my God. I couldn't even, I'm going to need to listen to the whole interview. But Carlos was gagged. Carlos was trying
really
to help
not
her.
To laugh in her face.
He was trying to like be like, but you mean the I have to think Kelly was trying to be funny. I have to think Kelly was trying to make a moment.
What?
She cannot believe the things that were coming out of her mouth.
I think she believes what she's saying.
We watched you talk about filing for bankruptcy. You are in debt. You talk about the business, your second business isn't doing as well. There is conversation about like you and your businesses and your employee. Like, what?
He said, I used to land in helicopters in my front yard. I wanted to be like, is that why you're broke?
Yes. And the key words are used to.
Like, yeah, like the way that she's talking. And then he said, I love how you're being yourself and showing people that you can go from riches to rags. And Kelly was like, I'm not in rags. And he was like, no, I didn't mean it like that. I was like, Carlos, you can't say that to somebody.
Well, he said what we were thinking. And she ain't in rags.
Also,
but
then
like,
I saw comments being like, she live in Shamea's townhouse now?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know if that's true or not true.
Well, no, we saw on the show. She was renting out. Shamea gave her a place to live. She was living in Shamea's townhouse.
I must have blacked that out.
Oh, yeah. We saw Shamea say, you can stay here. You can stay here because she had to get out of her place and Shamea is letting her live in her townhouse. Yes. So you sound
I definitely blacked that out.
You sound nuts in talking about Shamea. I mean, in talking about the life you used to live. That's probably why you're in the place that you are now.
Yes.
You
that's
living
what I kept
outside of your means is why bankruptcy is on the table. You don't sound cool talking about what first off,
What you used to have
a helicopter landing in your front yard is
is unnecessary.
absurd.
It's
It is
unnecessary.
absurd.
Nobody
You-
needs that.
Kudos to you for having a
Unless you are the
videographer
president of the
before
United
other people
States.
did. Yeah, like you and
But
like,
even her saying that, I'm like, Portia has had people taking pictures of her. Portia has been creating content. What are we talking about? Then she's talked about fashion, which her fashion's questionable. But also, I'm like, you're saying you brought fashion to Real Housewives of Atlanta, but Cynthia Bailey is on the show?
thank you.
Eva Marcel has been on the show?
Girl, we just watched you in a McDowell's outfit in Scotland. Stop. Stop.
Oh,
Enough. I've
man.
had enough.
Honestly, I felt bad for her by the end of it because I was just like, I think she believes what she's saying.
I just was like, you are not talking to one of your friends here. Like that might work in your friend circle, but girl, we are watching this season. We are watching the struggle. Okay? No. Real quick, the Valley. This is the finale of the Valley.
Not a finale. Not a finale episode, in my opinion.
Not a finale episode. Same stuff over and over again. A lot of stuff I didn't like. You know, we've talked about the men of the Valley. We've talked about them. But Luke and Kristen, again, saw them at the wedding. They were both there, seemed fine, seemed happy. But Luke's idea, the misogyny is it's very loud.
It's not good.
It's
not good.
very loud. And I'm not saying, you know, he's younger. I'm not saying that they can't work through it. I'm not saying that I'm rooting against them. But there's a lot to work here. And even outside of even him, the way he speaks about Kristen and his lack of understanding of postpartum and what women go through before, during, and after, because they didn't even have an easy journey to pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
Him thinking, let's just have another baby and get it over with, clearly shows a lack of understanding. And even the fact that he did not like the therapist, to me,
I know,
pointed to misogyny.
I just thought him being like, let's just have another baby so that we can just put pregnant Kristen in a coffin. I was like, it's not what someone wants to hear. She just had a baby. You guys have been struggling. She's clearly in PPD. I don't think that having another baby is what she wants to even hear from you right now. What I think she needs to hear from you is like some sort of understanding before anything else happens.
Yeah, like, which takes time and patience. And all I hear is you want to rush to the next thing. Let's just have a baby and get this over with. Are you not paying attention to what's happening now? Are you not focused on creating a strong foundation and having the tools in place so we can be great parents and have a partnership? I feel really bad for Kristen, and I really hope that they are working on their relationship because they're
on
work needs
Watch
to be
What
done.
Happens Live, she said that watching it back, she recognizes that both of them could have done a lot of things differently.
I'm not saying Kristen's perfect. We saw the way she responds.
But I'm saying, like, at least
she's
it
also
seems like they're in
going
a good
through
place now. Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like they both have recognized that they could have done better. And I actually think they work as a couple.
Yeah, I do too.
So, you know, I want them to make it through this, but it hasn't been their best season. But like as a couple, I actually think they've been fine on the show. But as a couple, it hasn't been like their strongest season. But like would I have wanted to be on camera 24/7 after my first kid? Probably not.
No, which shows me that, again, I don't know what Luke does, but they probably need the show. They need the money.
Jason's a lawyer, right?
Jason has his own practice.
But I'm just trying to figure out the jobs.
In talking to Janet at the wedding, I realized actually how successful Jason is. We actually work in the same, I did the same type of law that he does.
Mm.
But yeah, like Jason's a lawyer. I'm not sure what Zach does. I'm not sure what Luke does.
I think Zach
Danny's
gets paid to do content creation for
Okay, so he's a content
his
creator.
friends.
Okay.
I think he like, I think he like
it's like a social
tells them
media
what to do.
manager, consultant.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Danny's an actor. Wait. Look at the Wikipedia. Are you on the Wikipedia?
I am.
Look at the box. Look at the box and tell me what stands out.
I'm looking at the box.
Right under television and right above spouse. Look at, Wikipedia is open for people to do stuff. It says height 5 feet. Who is messing with Danny?
Janet.
I know he's not 5 feet tall. He's short.
I was looking at his filmography.
No, I'm looking at the box up. Somebody put 5 feet. Y'all know y'all are wrong for that. Real quick on this episode, it's the end. It really gets to the party. This is where, we get to outside of what we just talked about. And I'm honestly bored because it's the same stuff over and over again. I think I was surprised. Yeah. I will say we saw Jesse and Michelle have this really nice moment. And then we see that whole thing blow up. It did feel very produced. I'm not going to lie. It felt like Jesse was just trying to make a moment, being very honest.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Jasmine.
No. I'll get to that too. I think it felt Jesse coming over and being like, it's come to my attention that you've had our daughter around another man.
Why wouldn't you have called her whenever this came to your attention?
Yeah, like it just felt like, okay, you're just trying to do something. Now, we do see in the reunion that there is something between Michelle and Lacey and Jesse. So maybe there's some background stuff that we didn't quite get. But in that moment, I was just kind of like, okay. And then we see Jesse go over, talk to Jasmine. And then Jasmine comes in hot. And that felt to me too like, maybe she had a conversation off camera with a producer and it was like, boom, I'm coming in like,
go bring this up. Yeah.
What's the problem? I do think Jasmine goes hard for Jesse. Jasmine and Jesse are really cool, but comes in, that's my boy. Way. He's crying over to me. What happened? What did you do? What did you say? Why did you have it? And it was just like, whoa. And it was so hot and it escalated so fast with Michelle's friend too, who we saw earlier in the season, who was pretending to be into Tom Schwartz when he already had another girl he was into. But that girl comes in and she and Jasmine just start going at it. And my girl was in the wrong here. My girl was in the wrong.
Yeah, I was like, why are you even involved? Why are you going up to Michelle? Why is Jesse having this conversation here? It was too much. And I think maybe because it was the finale party, everyone was trying to do too much, because even the Janet, and I am Team Janet at this point.
I hated it.
You shouldn't have thrown the water. And I love that Lala was like, I really hate that you did that just now, because Danny was showing himself. Danny was giving you all of the ammo in the world, and now you make Danny a victim.
Yeah, Danny was lit. He was slurring his words. And slurring his words.
Yeah.
And I was annoyed. Like, Lala was the voice of reason. Janet, I think at this point you have to let it go. You're never going to get what you want from Danny. Yes,
yeah,
I was surprised that Janet brought it up. I almost felt like she was bringing it up because Jason hasn't really been around. So it was a moment for Jason to talk about it too. It all felt very much stage. But I was like, come on, Janet, you've been doing so well. Like, walk away. You've been walking away from everything. Just walk away from this. But to bring it back up and just like not, I would have rather they all walked away and we would have seen Danny just slurring his words, talking to himself over and over. Like, he would have. He would have just been having a conversation with himself.
If Nia had a reason to pull him out of the party because that happened, if they would have stayed longer, Danny would have done something dumb.
Yeah, he really would have. And her throwing the drink, it was like, what, Janet? We've come so far. That was a moment that didn't need to happen. I hope she says she regrets it at the end. Like, she can feel the way that she feels, but I hope that she's just like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I was just frustrated. But watching how Nia and Danny left and the way they talked about it, even in their confessionals, I don't see how they come back. I don't see how it works.
Yeah, every year we've thought that they're not coming back because everyone's just like, why? For what? This is not helping your marriage at all. But they keep coming back.
But it's not even the marriage as much as it is the friend group.
Yeah, but they have their little minions.
And maybe this
Kristen
is everybody.
even posted yesterday and said, yeah. Like Kristen
like,
posted and was just like,
I've watched
just because I don't agree with everything that Danny's done and said, I still love him and he's one of our best friends.
Like being at the wedding, everybody was there except for Michelle. Like even Danny and Nia were there. Everybody. So, well, never mind. I take it back because I just saw them all at the wedding. They'll come back. But watching this, it felt like.
How it ended, it felt like the ending of them.
For them, like they need to walk away from this friend
on the
group.
show.
Yeah, they need to walk away from the friend group. Now, I did see them all being friends and they supported Jasmine. And again, only Lala and Michelle were there. And I don't know why they weren't there, but they just weren't. So I take it back. But I am looking forward to the reunion way more than this episode brought. I felt like it didn't give us a lot. And I felt like there was nowhere else to go. We have beat these storylines, to death. Even Brittany and Kristen and Lala having their moment. I am curious to see that dynamic because Kristen does have such loyalty to Nia and Brittany feels like Kristen isn't having her back. So I wonder where that all stands, but we'll see. I am, despite not liking the finale, I'm very much so looking forward to the reunion. So we'll see what happens there. That's it. That's it for us. We're really closing out on these shows. We know we're getting some in September, but we're kind of getting a little bit of a slow period. I need to start watching I need to start watching Real Housewives of London. That has started.
I need to start watching House of Stassi.
I don't know yet, but I do hear it's good.
I'll let you know. I've heard it's good, so I'm going to watch it and I'll let you know.
Good reviews. People are really liking it, but maybe we'll watch it. That's probably your reality hangover thing, but not here on Morally Corrupt. But that's it for us, guys. Until then, have a very safe weekend. We will talk more on Tuesday about Kelly and Carlos King and everything else that is happening in the Bravo world. Until then, bye guys.